Award-winning Central Hawke's Bay businesswoman Angela Payne has created an impressive business from offal waste streams with an annual turnover of $2.5 million. The success of Agri-lab has enabled Angela to invest in a variety of properties, including a 64-hectare model farm where she can share her farming philosophy.
My background is as a veterinary nurse. That's what I did from school. I've come off a farm as a child and always had farming interests and always wanted to get back to the farm, and ended up married to a farmer and was on that pathway, living that dream of farm management, hopefully leading to farm ownership. But that didn't quite turn out the way that I'd planned. I was vet nursing, and I was also doing a lot of embryo transfer and AI and internal parasite monitoring for sheep and beef farmers around Hawke's Bay at that time, and had the opportunity to do various contracts for freezing works, doing dissections on animal products. Very early on, I realised that the business had a lot of potential, the co-products business and the adding value to byproducts or to waste products. But in order to be able to maximise that, I couldn't actually do that without my own premises. It's not until you actually can add the whole quality control right under your fingertips that's when you can really make some progress and start to grow a business properly. I operate 3 businesses from this site. So the Agri-lab co-products, which is the offal processing and contract processing business, and then I've got a rental property business as well, a residential rental portfolio. I've sold a few lately, but I had 22 properties in that, or 22 rentals, and a few commercial buildings and bits and pieces, which also kept me a bit busy, and then the farm. Once I was able to have my own premises and get all the licensing sorted to actually process on site here and control every aspect of the process, then we were able to add much more complex dissections and more complex processes, and then add other equipment and introduce freeze drying to the mix. And the freeze drying is what really turned things around. We supply products all over the world. Japan and US are my number 1 and 2. The biggest product that we have by volume and value is the placenta. We do placenta from animals of horse, pig, sheep, deer and bovine cattle placenta as well. And so that's sort of our main portfolio. That's sort of what we're most famous for. We also do a lot of brains and eyes and glands and things like that. And most of them go into dietary supplement ingredients. Some of the membranes and the products like the amnions and things like that go into manufacture of medical devices. We don't make the medical devices, we provide the ingredients that medical device manufacturers use in their products. The brain gets dissected into about 15 different components, but again, depending on what the customer is wanting as to how it gets dissected, because there are some components of the brain that in the process of the dissection of one thing you actually destroy another thing, so you've got to sort of decide that right at the start. So we generally process brain products to order. Out of calves' eyes, we take the retinas out of those, and that's used for the manufacture of a drug that treats macular degeneration. We take the lenses out, and there's a little membrane over the actual lens. It's a source of an enzyme for a diagnostic material in Japan. We can take the hyaluronic acid out, which in small quantities goes into the collagen plumping materials in the cosmetic industry. They use them as injectables. We process amnions from various placentas, like from bovine placentas. The amnion becomes a biological material that's used for the treatment of burns and skins and skin grafts and that sort of stuff. Amnion from some of the other species is further processed and ends up being a very pure form of collagen, which goes into the collagen dietary supplement market. This is the breeding block here. I've got an unconventional farming approach and an unconventional mob of cows here. I subscribe to the regenerative farming principles, and that's what my clients who come out to look at farms are wanting to see, is that you've got happy, healthy animals drinking natural water, eating as much grass as they want. There's no electric fencing, there's no brake feeding, there's no feed lotting, there's no mud, and they live in a sort of a free and natural environment, and that links through to our story through Agri-lab about how we're trying to sort of promote our products. And so it's an opportunity for clients to come out, and they make a lot of video footage of animals and farms and connect our story through their story through to their products. Agri-lab has been the vehicle through to farm ownership for me on a very, very small scale, and this is just basically a giant oversized lifestyle block that is not providing my main source of income. It's going to provide income as years go on, and I hope that it'll eventually will become my sole income once I sell Agri-lab and have more time. But at the moment, Agri-lab's the vehicle for farm ownership, and it was the only way I could get there. The growth that I've experienced has been from attention to detail and just doing everything really, really well. And a long time ago, a wise man told me to just stick to your knitting. So do what you do well and focus on it. So you're better off to be really good at a small number of things than try and be jack of all trades for everything. All of my growth has come from the same customers coming back. Their companies grow because we supply them with reliable products. So our growth is a result of their growth, and then referrals. So it's I haven't spent $1 on marketing outside of that. It's just all been sort of all very organic growth.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.